Alright, Brainiacs, buckle up because it's about to get funky. Hugo the Honey Badger here, buzzed and ready. I get in the zone. It's Honey Badger time. No guts, no glory. Here's a brain teaser for you. Imagine waking up on a spaceship with no clue who you are. Whoa, perfectly perplexing, right? Blank brain, big mission, and stars everywhere. Speaking of wild stuff, check this out. Today's mind blower is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. It's hard science fiction, which means the science is super careful and smart, like a lab coat doing math while riding a rocket. It's about space, survival, and a friendship that stretches across light years. Let's pounce on this adventure. Hard science fiction 101. That means the story uses science that could really work, or at least is close to real, like physics, biology, and engineering playing tag together. No magic wands, just brain power. And Project Hail Mary is like a mega puzzle where every clue is a science clue. So meet Ryland Grace. He's a school teacher and a former molecular biologist. He wakes up on a ship called Hail Mary, alone, with amnesia, memory gone. He's like a honey badger who forgot where he buried the snacks. Clues start popping up and he learns the sun is dimming because of tiny space microbes called astrophage. Astrophage time. Picture a teeny cell that gobbles light energy. It loves to soak up sunlight, stores huge energy, and zooms like crazy. That's double trouble and double cool. Trouble because it's sipping the sun's power and could chill Earth. Cool because engineers in the story use it as super fuel to fly a spaceship. This is bananas. Scientists also spot something called the Petrova line, an infrared glow stretching between the sun and Venus. That glow is like a neon sign that says astrophage are partying here, Earth needs answers fast, or the planet gets way too cold. So a planet-wide team launches the Hail Mary on a one-way trip to the star Tau Ceti because that star isn't dimming like the others. Suspicious in a good way. Okay, now here's where it gets extra spicy. There's a leader named Eva Strat, a tough-as-claws crisis boss. World governments give her huge power and even legal immunity to push the rescue plan through quickly. Some folks might cheer Mars speed saves lives. Some might worry that much power is risky. It's a thorny bush of ethics. Bear with me, this gets wild. And here's a surprising twist. Ryland Grace ends up on the mission because time runs out to train new crew. He's forced aboard, sedated when he tries to stop it, and given a drug that causes temporary amnesia. Yikes. That's a hard choice, safety of a world versus one person's freedom. A honey badger's whiskers twitch just thinking about that trade-off. 13 years of space snoozing later, Grace wakes up. His crewmates didn't make it, and he has to science his way forward. He studies, tests, tinkers like a garage full of rocket parts and not enough duct tape. He learns why he's at Tau Ceti, to find the secret to stopping astrophage. And now, hold on to your fur. This next bit is bonkers. First contact. An alien ship shows up. Grace calls it Blip A. The alien is an engineer who calls himself Rocky. He's from 40 Eridani. He's got 5 limbs, no eyes, and lives in thick, hot pressure that would squish a honey badger flat, but he is brilliant, kind, and handy with tools. New best friend alert. Rocky's people, the Iridians, have wild tech like an ultra-strong material called Xenonite. It's super tough, like a rhino in armor. But they don't understand relativity, the speed time stuff, so fuel math gets messy. Grace teaches the physics, Rocky teaches alien engineering, and together they make a dream team. Hakuna Matata, but like cooler. They hunt for answers around a planet in Tau Ceti that Grace nicknames Adrian. They build a 10-kilometer xenonite chain, yes, 10,000 meters, and dip it into a spicy atmosphere to grab samples. Pause for a moment, that is some next-level fishing. A hull leak nearly turns them into space popsicles, but each saves the other. Friendship leveled up. From those samples, they find a new microbe, a predator that eats astrophage. They call it Tomoeba. With careful breeding, they make versions of Tomoeba that can survive in different atmospheres. Like Venus for Earth's plan, and Arid's hot, heavy air for Rocky's world, its biology as a superhero cape. This tiny helper could save whole planets. Next up is a doozy. Grace heads home, Rocky heads home, but Grace realizes Tomoeba can sneak through Xenonite containers. Uh-oh. Rocky's ship is mostly Xenonite, which means fuel could leak and Rocky would be stranded in space. Decision time, return to Earth or help a friend. Honey Badger Heart says friends matter. Grace sends data back using small return probes called beetles and turns around to rescue Rocky. No guts, no glory. Grace makes it to Arid and later lives there in a special habitat. Years pass, Arid gets safe, and news arrives that the sun is shining strong again. Earth made it. Grace teaches young Iridians like a space substitute teacher with a backpack full of science jokes that sacrifice, teamwork, and hope all braided together. Okay, now here's where it gets extra spicy again. Culture and coolness check. The audiobook, narrated by Ray Porter, is a total ear treat. When Rocky speaks, the audio uses musical tones, so alien speech sounds like melodies. For real genius. It even won the Audie Award for Audiobook of the Year, plus the Science Fiction Audie. And it hit #1 on major audio bestseller lists. Honey Badger ears give that a standing ovation. Book blasted onto bestseller charts like the New York Times and others, and it kept showing up week after week. It was a finalist for the Hugo Award for Best Novel. Big names like a former president and a famous tech whiz gave thumbs up, so it crossed from science geek dance to every kind of reader burrow. The big screen, a film launched with Ryan Gosling as the star, Sandra Hüller as the fierce Ava Stratt, directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, with a screenplay by Drew Goddard. That crew knows how to mix laughs, heart, and rocket fuel. Get a load of this, folks. Science plus cinema equals supernova fun. Here's a quick nature analogy. Astrophage is like an invasive vine that steals sunlight from a forest. Tomoeba is like the tiny beetle that nibbles the vine, letting trees breathe again. But every fix needs care, because one fix can chomp something else. Science is a careful dance. Paw forward, paw back, test, learn, repeat. Hugo opinion incoming. Perfectly perplexing and super fun. Having a best bud like Rocky would be wild and crazy. Picture snack time. He eats rocks. I eat, well, almost anything. But we'd both share stories, trade tools, and sing math in 2 languages. Let's roar and explore friendship style. Themes on the table. 1. Friendship across species. 2. Sacrifice for the pack, even if it's scary. 3. Science is teamwork. Not just one brain, but many paws working together. That's how stars get brighter and problems get smaller. Okay, switching rivers. A couple of what-if daydreams. What if Tau Ceti had 0 clues? No Planet Adrian, no Talmoeba. Then the mission might have needed a machine-only solution, like mirrors, lasers, or giant space sunscreen. Or what if Grace had rushed home and not saved Rocky? Earth might win, but Arid would lose. That kind of choice shows why empathy can be the strongest engine in the galaxy. And a tiny note on safety checklists. Some reviewers think a few steps in the story could use more procedures, more boxes to tick. But the tale keeps things zippy and shows how smart planning plus quick thinking helps when the unexpected chomps your tail. Stay nimble, stay kind, stay data-driven. Hakuna Matata, one last sparkle. Project Hail Mary mixes laughter and lab notes, courage and calculators, and that heart-thumpy feeling when a friend's life matters more than getting home fast. That's why this story shines like a comet at midnight. Hugo's whiskers are already twitching for the next cosmic chase, maybe a real-life rocket tale, maybe another starry story. Brace yourselves for a crazy ride. Soon. Ooh, that was a wild ride. Give yourself a tail wagging high five. Stay curious, little one. And that's the tail end of that tale, for real. Okay, time to hit the burrow and nap on that knowledge.